your own body, you know, don't do anything that feels uncomfortable or not right or painful or anything that's out of the ordinary. It's really going at your own pace. I try to give options. You can stay facing me. So I'm going to move my chair around so you can see my position better, but you don't need to move your chair around. You can just face the screen. So I'm doing this so you can see me moving my body. If I'm facing you, you can't really tell what I'm doing. Okay, so I move myself around so you can see me better. If I want you to get up and move, I'll let you know. All right, so just really tune into your own body and comfortable. So we're gonna start by sitting forward in our chairs. So there's some space between your back and the chair, and you're sitting right up on your sit bones, okay? Nice and heavy, good. And we're just gonna start with a bit of breathing. Again, just at your own pace. You're gonna inhale through the nose. You can close your eyes if that feels right to you. And then exhale. And really, when you exhale, let all the air come out and just pause at the end of that exhale. And then when you're ready, you're going to inhale again. Inhale through the nose if you can. Hold the breath at the top. And then exhale. And just breathe normally. Now with your eyes either closed or at half mast, I call it, so just so you can see through the slits of your eyes, keep the shoulders relaxed and draw your attention down to your feet and notice what parts of your toes hit the ground, your heel, the outside of your arch. And really feel like your feet are connecting with the floor of the mat. Notice if one foot feels heavier than the other foot. If there's more surface area in one foot or the other foot. And then just follow that awareness up the front and the back of your calf, the front and the back of the lower leg. I have my palms down on my upper thighs with my shoulders relaxed. And just follow that awareness all the way up to the upper thigh. And notice your sit bones, the heavy bones in your bottom. And notice if you have more weight on the right cheek or the left cheek. Or near the back, near your tailbone, or forward, closer to your thighs, or the backs of the legs. Imagine your bottom is on a deli scale, like when you go to the deli and get things, or cheese market, and you get things weighed in one of those old-fashioned scales. You want to try to bring your awareness so there's even weight between your right sit bone and your left sit bone. And bring that awareness just through your mind's eye, putting your mind into your body, up past the pelvis, up through the waist to your belly button. And you've got those big pelvic bones, right and left. If it helps you to use your hands to find these landmarks, you can. You can take your hands from the thighs up to those big pelvic bones. And just imagine from the back all the way to the front, 2 finger widths below your belly button, that is a bowl, your pelvic bowl. And your sit bones are the bottom of that bowl. That's it. Good. And that's that stability from your tailbone up through the triangular bone of the sacrum in your back. And then your spine has natural curves in the low back, comes out a little bit between the shoulder blades, and then back in at the neck. And then your shoulders, and then your head floats above the shoulders. So you've got your spine, all the vertebrae of the spine, like a snake, going all the way up, or I sometimes call it like a string of pearls or a bicycle chain. There's lots of different images you can use. Good. We're going to inhale and draw the shoulders up towards the ears. And exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together and slide them down the back, keeping the spine nice and long. So you're inhaling, shoulders up. Have the palms flat on the thighs, and they just slide forward and back because your shoulders are moving. Good. And again, just breathing. Inhale, draw the shoulders up. Good. And exhale and down. Good. And again, inhaling up. Just doing a little. Yeah, that's it. Up and then back. Good. And one more. Inhaling. Good. And exhale. Back down. Good. Now we're going to drop our left shoulder to our left ear to our left shoulder. Sorry. So you're going to the side. So up tall through the crown of the head and just let gravity take your head over. Good. And feel the length on both sides of your neck. Good. And then float that head back up over the shoulders. And then the other way. You feel like you're lengthening through the crown, front and back of the neck. And just let gravity take over without turning your head towards your shoulder. Keep both shoulders down and then bring the head back up. And then the other way. Good. So we're just starting slow, bringing some awareness into the body. Good. And then head back up over the shoulders. And then the other way, just letting gravity take your head over. Good. Head up. Good. Now we're going to start with those pelvic tilts. So we're sitting up nice and tall. Now your center of balance is 2 finger widths below your belly button. So we find that triangle. The thumbs are together below the belly button, fingertips pointing down. Okay. So when we're drawing in that so-called core, the core actually does take up a lot of energy and musculature around the whole waist, but we're going to draw our focus to just that little bit below the belly button, between the 2 pelvic bones in front. When you breathe in, and then you're going to exhale, pull the middle of that triangle back. So you're just coming off the sit bone and tucking under. So that bowl is tilting this way and you're pulling the tummy in. Good. And you're trying to keep the length in your spine. So you inhale back up and exhale, using that tight seatbelt muscle across the 2 hip bones, pulling the belly in and then back in. Good. And back. But you'll notice I'm not slouching when I do this. So from my belly button up is staying relatively lengthened and straight, pulling the tummy in. Inhale and exhale. Good. Breathing in up. Good. And then exhale, pulling it in. Good. Inhale and exhale. Good. Putting the mind into those abdominal muscles. Good. Good. And back. One more. And back up. Arms hanging down by the side. And we're going to go for the leg floats. Okay. So I'm just going to move my hand out of the way, pulling the tummy in. You lift one leg up without letting the spine move. So you're thinking about your tummy drawing in, spine straightens up, and you lift the other leg up. So we're alternating, marching right and left, lifting up. Inhale down and exhale. Got an imaginary wall between your 2 legs, but the legs are staying in line with the nose or the hip or the belly button. So it's very smooth and straight, and there's no slouching in the spine. And your feet and your knees are about a fist distance or a half. Yeah, so the arms can just hang. If I'm moving my hand so you can see my legs, but you can just have your hands hanging down by the side. That's it. Then we're going to add the arms. So let's lift up. One leg, opposite arm goes up. You can just go there or, yeah, and then back down. And exhale up. And back down. Good. And up. And again, we're moving from underneath the armpit, trying to keep the upper shoulders quite relaxed. Spine stays nice and straight. And exhale. We're going to do one more each side, and then we're going to add on the extension of the leg and the lifting of the arm. Good. Now we're going to lift to there, hold. But then if you want to, you can straighten the leg and lift the arm up. You can also use this leg to hold your leg up if that's too hard. forward, and back down. Do the first variation if that's too much, lifting your leg out or lifting your arm over your head. Straighten the leg out, use your hand if you need to. But notice that I'm keeping my spine straight. So if you're doing this, okay, if your back goes, then keep with the other one. Okay, we don't want to be slouching. We want to get straighter. But feel free to use your arm. And exhale. Breathe in and back down. Core in and up. And reach and back down. One more each side. Reach and stretch. And reach and back down. Reach and stretch. Reach and back down. And just relax. Do a few arm circles, shoulder circles. That's it. And a little twist right and left. Good. And just keep it moving. That's it. And this, just take your own time. I feel it's quite nice to have a bit of a rhythm going. Okay, but if that makes you a bit dizzy, just take your time. So now we're going to take the arms up in line with our shoulders. Shrug your shoulders up and then drop them down. So we're going to go up and then drop them down. Again, and up and drop them down. And again, up and drop them down. Okay, keeping them down, you're going to pull your tummy in and you're going to round. Imagine you've got a big ball on your thighs and you're rounding over the ball. So you want to keep your breastbone lifted. You want to imagine there's a peach between your chin and your chest, reaching out through the crown of the head, rounding forward. Then breathe into your back once you get there. And exhale, pull the tummy in. See, the arms are staying in the same spot. And you come all the way up. So it's like you're diving forward. Breathing in and exhale. Pull the tummy in. Round up and over the legs. If your shoulders don't, or your neck doesn't like your arms over your head, then just cross your arms across your chest. Breathing in and exhale. Pull the tummy in, stack each vertebrae, one on top of the other. Shoulders slide down the back, squeeze the shoulder blades together and up. Keep going with your arms above the head if you like. I'll show you that variation. So the arms can be here or on the thighs, where you inhale, exhale, pull the tummy in. Try not to shrug the shoulders. Yeah, and you can rest your elbows on your thighs if that feels better. Breathe in, and then you're still getting the flexibility and the movement in the spine, right? But we're not aggravating any kind of shoulder or neck issues somebody might have. But arms over the head is a great exercise as well. So wherever you're at, and over, hold, breathing in, and exhale, pull the tummy in, and all the way up. Good, good. All right, so we're staying forward again. Arms out in front of you. If you like, or on your thighs, whatever feels better for you. We're going to rock back. Okay. Take our hands behind the head. Okay. And now we're going to twist. So you can twist and come back to the middle. Now you're using your abdominals, not your arms, to do this. Make sure you're not pulling on your head. Okay. It's about twisting. You're thinking rib to hip. Okay. If you want to add the knee, you can. So you bring it in and back to the middle. And twist. Again, arms can also be straight. And then you're just going to the outside of your leg. So just be mindful of your head. Try not to pull on your neck. If you find you're pulling on your neck and head, then I recommend straightening your arms. Breathe in. And you're twisting. So you're twisting towards the bent leg. I see some of you twisting away from the bent leg. You want to twist across the outside of the leg. So if my hands are going over to the, this will be the right for you, then you want to lift, bring it across and back to the center. Yeah, and you're twisting towards the bent leg. Exactly. That's it. 2 more each side. Good. And good. And last one. Good. Well done. Perfect. Face you. You can keep your chair facing me. It's fine. I'm just showing. Okay. All right. I'm going to face sideways. And we're going to twist towards the back of your chair, okay? So you're using the back of the chair to hold on to. Watch that your knees, when you're twisting, I'm twisting to my left. Don't let the leg that you're twisting towards come with you. Don't let your pelvis twist. So imagine there's a wall and both knees and toes are against that wall. And when you're twisting your torso, you keep that there. And you can use your chair to help pull you around and keep your chest lifted and spine straight. Good. And then come back and then just do a gentle twist the opposite way. Nice tall through the spine, hold on to the back of the chair, twist, pull the tummy in. Good, and see if you can gaze all the way over the shoulder that you're twisting towards. Good, and face. And a little counter twist forward, and then the other way, and twist. Good, and a gentle counter twist. That's it. And we'll do the same on the other side. So turn all the way around. Sitting up nice and tall. Again, make sure that your knees are even, toes are touching that wall. Hold on to the back of your chair if you like, and try to look all the way over. So I'm really trying to square my shoulders, the back of my chair, and not letting my legs come with me. Good, and slowly unwind, and then just do a gentle counter stretch the other way. Good. Think about twisting, inhaling, and spiraling up. So you're inhaling, holding onto the back of the chair, looking over that shoulder. Slowly unwind, counter stretch the other way. Good, one more. Good. Little counter stretch that way. Yeah, perfect. Good. All right. Sitting forward again, planting your feet down. Keeping your spine nice and upright. I put my hands in a prayer position. Shoulders down, squeeze the shoulder blades together as if you've got a pencil between the shoulder blades. Core on, good. Then you're going to tilt forward, push through your feet to come to standing. That's it, pull the tummy in and going back. Good. Try not to rock back in the chair, right? You just want to keep your spine nice and straight and standing up, squeeze. Good. And then down and coming up, core, push forward. Good. And 3. Good. And 4. And 5. Good. And 6. Good. And 7. Good. And 8. And 9. And 10. Just stand there for a minute. You can do a little walk on the spot. Okay, now we're going to bend the knees, going back. Go as low as you can without sitting down and hold it there. Good, and really anchor through your feet. Make sure that the knees aren't knocking together. You want the knees over the second toe, and you're really sitting back. That's it. Hold it there. Push your hands together, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Send your hips back a little bit more. Make sure there's no pain in the knees. Good, and come all the way up. That's it. And again, so you're bending the knees, hips back. That's it. Good. And push through the feet and imagine you're pushing your feet away from each other. That really activates these muscles here on the outside of your hips. And standing back up. Good. And then just do a little walk on the spot. Good. Good. We're going to go to the back of our chairs. Shoulders down. Okay, and then we're going, draw the muscles up through the front of the legs and up through the back of the legs. And we're going all the way up onto the ball of the feet. That's it. And then down. Now you can do this without holding on. It's more of a challenge for your balance. And back down, but it's there if you need it. Zip up through the front, through. That's it. Lift up through the back of the legs in the front. Back down. Good. And up. Good. And down. Good. Core on and lift. Good. And control. Good. And up. Good. And good. And drop. Back of the legs, front of the legs. Good. And back down. And up. Good. And up. Good. Now hold it up all the way, lifting through the front of the legs. If you want to try to, you can hold on with one arm and lift the one arm up and then back down. And then the other arm, or you can have both arms up if you like. And then try to lower back down. Good. And again, up, draw through the inner thighs, front of the thighs, back of the legs. Good. Float the arms down. Good. And then just do a little walk on the spot. That's it. Good. Good. Now, I'm going to hold on to the back of the chair. Come out as far as, now, some of us get pinches in our shoulders, okay? So if your shoulders like it, you can come all the way out here. This is quite nice if you can drop your chest down between your arms. If you tend to get a bit dizzy or you don't like having your head down below your chest, you can always look up, that's okay. But try to keep the tension out of the shoulders. You can also do this by putting one forearm and then on top of the other one and rest your forehead on your arms on the back of the chair. And notice my knees are slightly bent so I can straighten my back. I'm stretching out between in my sit bones. You can also put your hands down on the bottom of the chair. So you just figure out where you want to be. You can come back here. I've got my knees off lock. Okay, my chest is sinking down between my shoulder blades. Gently turn your head to the right and then the left. Good. Really stretch long, stretch out through the sacrum. Good. And then we're going to round up. Inhale. Stretch into the back. So big angry cat. And then we're going to go down and stretch the spine out straight. That's it. And back up. And back out flat. Good. And then walk your feet in towards your hands, towards the chair, all the way up to standing. Good. Now I'm going to bend over slightly, okay? Bring your feet under your hips, tummy on knees slightly bent. You take one leg back, okay? But I'm on a nice long diagonal. And then I'm going to lift my leg up. Okay, and my pelvis is facing the floor. Okay, so my back leg, I'm not twisting towards my back leg. I keep everything square. This standing leg, you can straighten it or bend it whatever feels best for your foot and ankle. If you can straighten it, that's good. And you're lifting the other leg up. So for 10, 9, 8, all the strength should be in your bum. There should be no tension in the back. 4, good. 3, lengthen long. 2, and 1. Good. Stand up for a minute to give yourself a little stretch. Get into those bits that might have built up tension. Good. Leaning forward slightly. Good. Take the one leg back, lengthen up, and then lift. 1, 2, 3, lengthen. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good, and back in. We're going to do something some of you might have seen people doing, like a plank or a climb the mountain, where you're down in a push-up position and then you pull the legs in. We're going to do some variations of that, and you can just work out what is most comfortable for you. So you can hold on to the back of the chair, see, on an angle, and we're going to go in. Okay, I'll just show you quickly what the different things you can do. You can also have your hands. This is more challenging. The lower you go, obviously, towards the floor, the harder it is, but it's definitely easier than being all the way on the ground, right? But watch where my shoulders are. So I always make sure my hand is in line with my armpit. Why I say that is whether your hands are on the back of the chair or on the bottom of the chair, what you want to avoid, if I can just show you, is that you don't want to be up into your neck, or when you're holding onto the back of your Okay, so we're here. I'll do this variation, and we're going to go knee to nose. Good. Using the core, put your mind into those muscles. Okay. Again, if loading your upper body is too much, you can also just stand and do it. That's totally fine. Just doing some marching. Yeah, if your shoulders don't like it, yeah, you can just be up here. Twenty more seconds. Stop if you need to. Good. And relax. Just stretching out. Right, left. That's it. Okay. You all can just hold on to the back of your chair to do this, okay? But I need to face sideways. Otherwise, you won't be able to see me. So it would look like this if, maybe you can see me, but I'm holding onto the back of my chair. Maybe sideways is okay. So I'm here. When I'm turning my legs out, I think about doing it from up here, around the upper thighs. And when I bend my knees, it's like I'm trying to push back towards my little toe. Okay, and I'm keeping my spine straight. Now, you'll feel this whether you go 2 centimeters or if you go deep, 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 okay? So just go in the range of motion that feels right for you. Keep your spine nice and straight and upward. And go down, hold it there for a minute. Ground through the feet, push those knees apart, get these muscles working behind your thighs, and then come up and keep that seat belt on. So you're bending the knees, pushing those thighs back and back up. Push the floor away and bend. Good, and up. Good, and bend. That's it. Hold on if you want to. Good, keeping the chest nice and lifted. Good. Good. Hold it there. And then just do little pulses. Really feel like that pelvis is dropping down in between the thighs. Like a little bit springy. You might feel a little bit of a burn. Try to keep lifted and buoyant through the body. Got 2 more. Good, and all the way up. Good, and just walk those feet back in. Good. Now we're going to get a rolled up towel. And remember, only have it rolled up as high that, so you want to stretch in your calf, but you don't want to overstretch. Okay. So if it's your right foot that you're stretching, you want it to be at the left end of your towel. Okay, so, all right. And then you put the other foot beside. So both feet are near one end of the towel. That works best. And now to increase the stretch, you're just pushing your hips forward, and you'll feel a stretch through the back of that calf, shoulders down. And breathe out. That's it. Good. Inhale. And breathe out. Good. To increase the stretch, you can take your arms up. That feels good for you. And back down. Good. And hips forward, arms up. Good. And back down. Good. And again, up. And back down. Good. One more time. And back down. Good. And then coming out of it, you can take your foot to the other edge. Good. Hips forward, arms up. Good. And back down. Good. And again, up. Inhaling. Good. And back down. Down. It's amazing how much tension those calves build up, isn't it? Good. And again, up, hips forward, opening. And back down. Good. And coming off there. Get that towel out of the way. Okay. So we're going to come nice and close to the back of our chair. We're going to step one leg back. So imagine your leg, have your feet like as if they're on train tracks. Okay, so not too close, not too far. And then that leg's going to step back, but in line with the train track. So don't bring it over, keep it in line there. And it's going, your toe is going to be slightly out. Okay, so as opposed to dead straight, it's just going to turn out just a little bit from the hip. Okay, there. Good. If that's okay on your knee. Okay, if your knee doesn't like it, you can always lift your heel up and have it face front. If you can, you have that knee back. Hips square to the front, and you're bending the front knee. That's it. Good. And you're bending through the front hip. Make sure the knee is always on top of or behind the front heel. Okay, so you don't want that. Okay, you want it to be nice and square. Good. Now we're going to lift the back heel up and the front leg. Then you are going to pivot it straight. Okay, see how far back you can get it, and then drop down. So you'll feel a stretch in the front of the back thigh. Okay, but again, your knee and your shin should be at a right angle rather than past your toes. Pull that tummy in, pull it back, support the back. That's it. Good. Bring it forward, and then we'll swap sides. So just line your feet up again as if they're on train tracks. Take that foot back, turn it out slightly, put it down, bring that front leg forward at a right angle, pull the pelvis of the leg that's back forward, squeeze your butt, chest up, tummy in. Good. Then we straighten the front leg and come up on the back toe. Straighten, pop that back leg a little further back if you can, if that's okay. Now we're getting this nice stretch in the front, this leg, but we're doing it by dropping our hips straight down. Squeeze your butt, tuck the tail under. Squeeze your bum, and that will help to stretch the front of that thigh. Good. Coming up, bring that leg forward. Good. Good. I'm going to face sideways. You can see me. So again, you can have the chair in front of you. It doesn't matter, just for a bit of balance. Okay. Now we're going to draw the sit bones together, up from the back here, core on. Okay, and I'm going to lift my leg. Just try to watch me for a second where when I lift my leg, I'm not really moving anything this way. Try not to sag forward. Keep your weight above your standing leg, and then it's a tiny little lift. Now, some of us may only be able to imagine that lift. You don't need to lift your leg off the ground. I call it the underpant muscle. So it's where your underpants would sit, that band between your waist and that big bone of your hip. You're trying to get that little muscle to work. Both sides too. This should be nice and firm. Just little lifts. It's very hard. You can bring your leg forward, sorry, a little bit if you need to, but keep everything nice and lifted. Good, 2 and 1, and bring it down. And then swap sides. Good. Lining up, anchor through the feet, drawing through the back of the legs and front of the legs. Okay. Take your leg out, make sure you're positioned over, make sure this is nice and firm, and lift it just a bit. 2, 3, and your body stays upright. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good, and back down. That's it. Okay, now we're going to do a side stretch. You're going to take your outside leg behind you. Like cross. Still the pelvis is facing forward. Hand is on the side of the chair. This you are going to push out a little bit. And if you can have your arm here if you want, if your arm doesn't like going over your head, or arm up and over and lengthen. So it's a side bend. Okay, so the outside, the same leg that's behind is the arm going over, and you can push into it a bit. Good, and coming up. And then keeping your pelvis where it is, but twist your chest towards the back of the chair. And open, and then up and over again. Yeah, so your side bending over, lengthen through the crown of the head, back of the head. Good, and then coming up. Good, and then rotate towards the back of the chair. Good, and open. And down, uncross. Good, then the other side. So we're taking that outside leg behind. Up. Good, pushing out a little bit, so you're leaning into that stretch. Good, using your inner thighs to help you stabilize, but you still want to breathe into the underarm, into the waist. Good, and come up. Good, and then rotate your chest towards the back of the chair. Open up, and push away, arm up and over. And up, and rotate to the back of the chair. And open. Last one, up and over. And up. Good, and then uncross. Good, we'll come back to sitting. There we go. Just finished. And we're going to twist one way, then the other way. Now, you can do this with a straight spine, or you can also slouch back a little bit. I hate the word slouch, but bend back into your spine, do it in different positions. Whichever, if you want to do a little curve, bending into the spine. Good. Then we're going to take our right ankle on our left knee on your mirror. So yeah, that's it. And hold on and lean forward. So with this one, you can try to stick your butt out, or imagine that. Chest up, one arm on top of the other, bending forward onto the lower leg. Good, and then coming up, and then the other side. One ankle across. Good, and forward. And you can just do a little side stretch, right, left. Good. And back. There we go, everybody. Thank you.